Welcome everyone, Sandra Alexa here, and with my personal muse. So if you go underneath, you will see where my website is, and it's my personal muse, and it tells you all of the different things that I do. So I want to welcome you here, and I hope something today resonates with you. Okay, today is August the 17th, and I'm talking about the energies of August, all the different retrogrades, which we'll go into. Number one. Number two, I am an educator. I'm a muse. I'm an author. I'm an intuitive astrologer, a numerologist. I've done a lot of different things. My other books you'll see at the bottom of my website. I've been a cosmetologist for years, a master judge. I helped write a makeup book. My two other books, other than Game Changer, which we're going to talk about, is for business, for spas. I was a spa consultant. So I'm really a business and spiritual consultant. Okay. Game Changer is the new model of Aquarian relationships. Very, very interactive. So you can go to the top right-hand corner and you'll see it. And there's a trailer. It tells you a little bit about it. You can order it from Amazon. It comes in audio, soft cover, hard cover, and ebook. And if you go underneath, you will notice my website, my personal muse, and it gives all the services I offer, all the testimonials. There's a portfolio of all the different things that I've done. I've been very blessed to be able to find out what my passion and purpose was, and my gifts, and to utilize them at this period in my life. Okay, the next thing is, I would really appreciate it if you would like, and if you would share, and if you would subscribe to the channel. Also, if you would put a comment. I do draw once a month, and I do a mini reading. Now, a lot of people have said there's a challenge with subscribing to it, and I've put things out on it, and I know myself when I go to subscribe to channels. Okay, number one is it's like it wants me to sign up for something, and I don't know what it is, but everybody said it affects their algorithm, so I always want to help everybody. Of course, my algorithms aren't that good on Facebook because I'm a bit of an outlier, and so I'd appreciate it if you would. And you can also, there's a little notification button so that you'll know. And I do that a lot for my favorite people that I follow. If you go to the top right, you'll see where you can order Game Changer. It basically, as I said, it's on Amazon and all over. Hardcover, softcover, audio. This is the second time I've done this video because I got a phone call in between, so I hope I haven't really said something twice. Anyway, the next thing I want to say is, okay, first and foremost, I'm going through a lot of change, and so I'm going to be doing some classes through Zoom in the fall on astrology and that type of thing. And I'm looking for somebody that's interested in working with me. They can come in and they can do as a paying job. They can put the different documents up that I need. Number one. Okay, that's really important. Now, that's kind of my thing, and welcome, and I hope this will assist you, because let me tell you, this is one powerful month. Okay, we've got a lot going on. A lot of people are tired. We're going through the ascension process. So physically, emotionally, mentally, it can be very draining. And I'm interviewing, I think it's tomorrow. She's a Bach flower essence practitioner, because I myself use that when I'm going through a lot of changes. And here I found an amazing healer since I've moved to Medicine Hat. So lots of good things are happening. At the same time, where the collective consciousness is still, it's the dark night of the soul. Okay, and so there's a lot of shifting, a lot of changing, and so there's a lot of chaos and there's a lot of uncertainty. What's been happening in Maui throughout the world, there's nothing I need to say. Everybody has their own kind of perception. Let's put it that way. Okay, so what I do want to do is I want to give you kind of like a weather report of how you can get through this month with all the retrogrades. And everybody hears retrogrades and they go, oh my God, like Mercury retrograde, I can't fly, I can't. No, stop. If you understand how to handle it, it's just like when winter comes along, you're not going to be walking out in flip-flop. You're going to be putting a winter boot on. It's the same when retrogrades or anything that happens in the cosmic weather. There's always different things that you can do. Let's put it that way. Okay, so thank you. Now I'm going to start. So August 2023, the game changer month, the planetary retrograde season as the world implodes and collapses. Yes. This is the theme for the rest of the year, during which 7 planets will retrograde, most of them at the same time. That is why it is crucial for you to understand and not get into fear. All of this is a divine intervention. It's going to be fine. What to expect and what can you do? That's the most important thing. Okay, first and foremost, your perception is altered. And you are utilizing this time to focus on the past to be able to move forward. The biggest differences between retrogrades is the planet involved and the astrological sign the planet is in, the length of the retrograde, and which areas of your personal life will be affected. So whatever planet is in the sign, you can check your natal chart for what house, if you have your natal chart, and then review. And so what house it is in and what sign it's retrograding in. Does that make sense? Okay, because the houses are going to be like Aries, Taurus, whatever, and the signs are going to be like Mars, Venus, Pluto. Okay. So while the planet and the sign will be the same for all, astrological houses are determined by your individual birth time and date. Okay, I'm really excited to hear, because that's why you should have a copy of your chart. And like I said, I'm excited because I'm offering courses in the fall of 2023 via Zoom to assist you in understanding some basic fundamental astrological knowings. So, I'm a pretty good teacher. I taught for like 20 years and had really good results because I'm like common sense, and it's about you understanding. It has nothing to do with how much stuff I give you. Can we help you synthesize and learn it rather than memorize it? Okay, now let's talk about the retrogrades. A planetary retrograde is an inevitable cycle of life, and it actually gives us a chance to stop and to discern and get some clarity, a reality check. So now, what are we going to check over? We're going to check over and strengthen our plans. We're going to do more research. We're going to rethink. We're going to review. We're going to reconfirm. We're going to reorganize, readdress, reassess, re-edit, readjust, and reconnect with people from the past. Okay. And when you do that, when that happens, that's when you revise and you revisit. So past issues can resurface for you to discern. Are these past issues? What was the lesson? Can I let them go? What do I have to do with them? Okay. And that's important because these issues are there to discern. As Albert Einstein is widely credited with saying, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So we may find ourselves playing out old patterns, similar experiences, and we now wake up to the facts and now have the awareness and mindfulness to overcome the challenges. So it is time you really understand the retrogrades in each placement, what it means for you. Retrogrades are typically associated with challenges that force us to review or take stock of our beliefs, habits, patterns, or circumstances, wherein we reflect, we reassess, and we edit. And it's an opportune time to address any resolved matters, any unresolved matters in your life. Specific areas could be health, communication, relationships, career, responsibilities, personal power. So use it as a period for self-mastery. Now, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto will all make their backwards transit through the sky. Some are retrograde now in the coming months, bringing confusion to their respective astrological domains. That's the house they're in. So your perception of situations can change, your perspective and viewpoint, as you become more conscious of truth and reality. Rose-colored glasses come off. So the first one we're going to talk about is the big kahuna. That's Pluto retrograde from May 11th to October 22nd of 2023. And it moved from 29 degrees retrograde June 12th. Then it goes direct on October 11th. Okay. No, it was retrograde May 2nd at 21 degrees of Aquarius. Then it moved to 29 degrees retrograde June 12th, and then goes direct on October 11th to 27 degrees of Capricorn. Okay, so it's moving, it shifted into Aquarius for a bit this year. Next year, it goes in there for 20 years. Pluto retrograde as your cosmic invitation to reclaim your personal power and prioritize your purpose-driven actions. Time to reflect on your inner strength and release what no longer serves you. That's thoughts, feelings, or actions, okay? And Pluto is the big planet of transformation, so that's powerful. The next one is Saturn. Saturn retrograde 2023 from June 18th to November 4th. And so Saturn went retrograde at 7 degrees of Pisces, June 17th, 18th, until November 4th of 2023. And what Saturn retrograde in Pisces calls for is a spiritual review, an inner healing, letting go of limiting beliefs, and empowering to commit to your rituals and self-care practices. So practice self-compassion, connect with your intuition, and pursue spiritual practices that support your growth. Commit to your self-care routine. Next is Neptune. That's retrograde July 1st to December 6th. So it actually went retrograde June 30th at 27 degrees Pisces until December 5th, when it goes direct at 24 degrees. Now, Neptune joins Saturn on its retrograde through Pisces, thus further heightening your intuition and spiritual connectedness. If you allow this Neptune retrograde, it offers profound opportunities for healing. Practice mindfulness, engage in creative pursuits, and develop self-trust. Very, very important, especially with all the disinformation and all the different stuff that's going on in the world right now. It's and basically here in Canada, we have been censored quite a bit. That's all I have to say. Now, Venus retrograde, and we've been in there in July. It's already in motion. It started on July 23rd, and it goes to September 4th. And it went retrograde at 28 degrees of Leo. And I have to be careful of the numbers. We say, look in your house, because I have a Leo rising, but I have Leo in my first house, Leo in my second house. So I thought it was going to be working more on my first house, which is my image and everything, but it's more on my second house, okay, which is about personal worth. Its regular house is Taurus, so that can shift for you. And it goes direct on September 4th at 12 degrees of Leo, so it can move back into the first house movement, first and second, okay? While it ends on September 4th, the day before Jupiter is set to hit reverse or go retrograde. This Venus retrograde in Leo governs our vitality, our self, our love, our beauty, relationship issues. Remember, the first relationship is with self. So reconnect with what brings you joy. Consider how you can express yourself, your identity creatively, indulge in self-care, allow your authenticity to shine. And it's interesting because with Venus, this is a long time for it to be. That's when I moved to Medicine Hat, found an incredible hairstylist, and what it's all about beauty and getting my hair done. Now, the next is Jupiter, and Jupiter retrograde from September 5th to December 31st of 2023. When Jupiter goes retrograde from September 5th, it's at 15 degrees of Taurus until December 31st when it goes direct at 5 degrees, taking us right up to the new year. Technically, Venus and Jupiter retrograde don't overlap. So there will only be 6 planets retrograding at one time, okay? Jupiter is the planet of expansion, and its retrograde in the sign of Taurus encourages you to deepen, this is important, your self-worth and your value. Reflect on your values and align them with your goals. Set some goals and get to work by doing just one small thing at a time. Mastery takes time. Now, the big one that's coming up, okay, I wanted to put them all in there. You can print them out. And now we'll talk about the one, Mercury going retrograde on August 24th to September 16th. And Mercury usually retrogrades 3 to 4 times each year, which is perhaps why it's the most familiar. So you'll hear people, oh my God, Mercury goes retrograde. I can't fly. I can't do this. I can't do, the world doesn't stop. Okay, you need to ensure that if you're flying, you're right there on time. You need to ensure if you've got to do some particular work on a vehicle, whatever, you just become more mindful. The world isn't going to shut down when Mercury's retrograde, okay? Now we get to, which is perhaps, yeah, that's why everybody's familiar, they hear it. Now we get to embrace the Mercury retrograde, 21 degrees of Virgo from the 23rd of August to September 14th. It's vital that you consciously navigate, consciously is the word, navigate this cosmic phenomena with clear intentions and a focused mind, as Mercury is the planet said to rule communication. Those who are astrologically inclined can expect frequent misunderstandings, some scheduling problems, disagreements with friends during this period. It enters apparent retrograde motion between 3 to 4 times a year for about 3 weeks at a time. This is because Mercury is the fastest revolving planet in our solar system. 7 out of the 9 planetary energies go retrograde. This round of Mercury retrograde takes place in the sign of Virgo. And believe me, that's very much a favorable starting point. I have in my natal chart, Mercury in Virgo. That's why my first publishers, who were out of New York, asked me to edit books for them. Because when Mercury's in Virgo, you're very detailed, so you don't really miss anything. So this is giving you a chance to really assess, really sit with yourself, okay? So Virgo naturally governs, or Mercury naturally governs Virgo. So our planet of communication and intellect begins this retrograde in its comfort zone. Mercurial themes like communication, intellect, understanding, and relationships come to the forefront, and Virgo's methodical energy steps in, urging us to be meticulous and to be very perceptive, okay? Mercury retrograde in Virgo signifies a time, okay, to refine your communication, review your plans, and embrace a meticulous approach to your daily life. This is an opportune time to reflect, organize your thoughts, communicate with precision, and trust your intuition when making decisions. So review and revise your plans, refine communication, and get organized, okay? Now, Uranus retrograde, August 29th to January 27th. Uranus retrograde in Taurus represents a transformative period, okay? You will be urged to break free from stagnant routines, embrace change, and revolt against what isn't working on micro and macro levels. Embrace flexibility, explore new possibilities, and go with the flow. I love Uranus. Uranus is like lightning. It's the higher aspect of consciousness. Mercury is the lower aspect. Uranus is the higher, okay? And so, and it's in Taurus, which is an earth sign. So it's shaking and rattling and rolling, but it's also giving us a chance to look at our worth. When we think of worth, value, it's personal, but we also look at what's happening with the monetary systems, okay? And there will be a special post and video on the Pisces full moon on August the 30th. And this alignment shines a light on what we need to let go of and what we should ease the pressure on, allowing a smoother daily routine to emerge. Sun sign Virgo energy, August 23rd to September 22nd, is all about practical assets of life. While Pisces energy, which is the opposite, the moon then, where the full moon is situated, delves into the spiritual and ethereal. The cosmic dance prompts us to reflect on the balance between the material and spiritual focus and shed what's unnecessary. And if you go to my website, you'll see I have a little audio talking about myself, how I got to be kind of the way I am. Anyway, my biggest thing is the 8. Okay, I like to keep things simple and organized. So if we think of the sign of infinity, and that's like what you give out, you're going to receive, and that's why it has to be a benefit for all. And I usually say, have you looked in the mirror tonight, or do you? I do, and say, did I deposit into this world, or did I take? Number one. Number two, if we take the 8 and put it vertically, okay, and remember 8 is the only number that's whole. The top part of the 8 is the non-physical. It's the spiritual aspect of life. The bottom part of the 8 is the physical. Our job is to align with the divine, okay? And when I say align with the divine, the abstract spiritual consciousness can be source, it can be God, it can be Buddha, it can be Allah. It's the source, it's the oneness, okay? It's the universal consciousness, okay? So now I would like to thank you for taking your time to listen. Again, I'd appreciate it if you would like, if you would comment, if you would share, and also some of the questions I asked you, if you have anything that you can answer one of the questions on, I'd appreciate it. Okay. And so many blessings and much love. And what can I say? You know, just kind of chill. Don't go. Worry is actually a sin. It's a negative thing, okay? And when you start to align and trust in the divine and have faith, that's the big thing. But you have to be really mindful to get into the faithfulness and to the trust. It's like you have an inner knowing. And it's funny because all my life I've said, like, and it's really funny, a few years ago, somebody said, but why do you know? And I go, I never thought about that. And then it's just like, I know. And are my knowings tested? Yes. Tested on a couple of elections that I'm not even going to go into. Also tested on the Stanley Cup when the St. Louis Blues won it. Because I know the person that is the head coach. And he's from Calahoo. And so I did the chart for him and the chart for the St. Louis Blues. And everybody said, no, they're not going to win. Well, they won. Okay. So I trust mine. Okay. And so I trust my knowings. And then it's really funny because I just interviewed a psychic medium, very powerful psychic medium. And she said, yeah. And they said, and I go, what did you say? She said, they. And I go, that's weird. It's about 20 years. Somebody said, well, who's the they that you talk about? And I go, they? It's not that I'm hearing voices. I get downloads, and I'm very blessed to receive messages, I guess. And that's what I want everyone to do, to learn to trust in yourself and love yourself and discover who you are and find your purpose and find your passion and enjoy love. So many blessings and much love while I am